bila shaka itaweza kuondosha kile kilio chao ama kukiondosha kabisa, basi wakulima wa mwani na waweze basi kupata faida ile ambayo wanayoihitaji kupitia kilimo hichi cha mwani. Tunashuhudia kina mama wengi ndio ambao wamejikita katika kilimo hichi cha mwani, wale ambao wako katika maeneo ya ukanda wa bahari. Pia fursa, miongoni mwa fursa za uwekezaji za uchumi wa buluu ni ufugaji wa samaki, kaa na majongoo bahari. Kama nilivyokwisha kujuza hapo awali kwamba miongoni mwa fursa hizo ni ufugaji wa samaki, kaa na majongoo bahari. Pia kuna uzalishaji wa vifaranga vya samaki, kaa na majongoo, ujenzi wa bandari jumuishi ya Mangapwani ambayo ni hivi karibuni Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi katika mazungumzo yake yaliyofanyika hivi karibuni na waandishi wa habari ofisini kwake kule Ikulu mjini Zanzibar, alisema katika kipindi cha miaka mitatu ijayo Zanzibar itaweza kunufaika kupitia mradi wa ujenzi wa bandari ya Mangapwani, ambapo ndani ya kipindi cha miaka mitatu ijayo basi bila shaka mradi huu ama ujenzi wa bandari ya Mangapwani utaweza kukamilika. Viongozi pamoja na washiriki mbalimbali walioalikwa ama wageni waalikwa wa mkutano huu wako tayari, na muda si mrefu Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar atawasili ndani ya ukumbi huu kwa kuweza basi kuzungumzia yale malengo ama yale ambayo yaliyopangwa basi kuja kuyazungumza katika mkutano huu wa 7, ambao huu ni mkutano wa 7 kufanyika, lakini kwa hapa Zanzibar ni mara ya kwanza. Tayari umeshafanyika katika nchi mbalimbali duniani, na lengo lake kuu ni kuchochea masuala ya maendeleo katika uwekezaji na biashara kwa nchi za Afrika. Na shirika hili lisilo la kiserikali limejikita zaidi katika kuzisaidia nchi za Afrika ili kuweza basi kuziinua katika masuala ya uwekezaji kupitia sekta hizi mbalimbali za uchumi wa buluu na mambo mbalimbali ya uwekezaji. Pia Zanzibar itaweza kufaidika na Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar amewasili nje ya ukumbi huu, ambapo mtazamaji, katika nje ya ukumbi huu kuna wajasiriamali mbalimbali ambao wameweka bidhaa zao kuzitangaza. Kwa hiyo hapa Mheshimiwa Rais anapata maelezo kutoka kwa wajasiriamali hawa kina mama kuhusiana na bidhaa ambazo wamekuja nazo hapa kuzionyesha, na miongoni mwa bidhaa zilizokuwepo hapa ni kutokana na bidhaa nyingi za kutokana na zao la mwani. Kwa hiyo kuna sabuni hapa ambazo zinazalishwa kupitia zao la mwani. Kuna bidhaa mbalimbali kama tunavyojua, mwani ni chakula, mwani ni ajira, mwani zinatokana na matumizi mbalimbali. Kwa hiyo hapa Mheshimiwa Rais akiambatana na Mama Maria Mwinyi wanapata maelezo kutoka kwa hawa wajasiriamali ambao ni kina mama, nao wapo katika kuzitangaza bidhaa zao. Bila shaka maelezo haya ni mazuri na yamemfurahisha Mheshimiwa Rais pamoja na Mama Maria Mwinyi kutoka kwa huyu mama hapa mjasiriamali. Bado anaendelea kukagua na kupata maelezo mawili matatu kuhusiana na bidhaa hizi za mwani. Hapa kuna sabuni, kuna lotion, kuna mafuta ya aina mbalimbali ambayo mengi yametokana na zao la mwani. Na mtazamaji wa shirika la utangazaji Zanzibar, bado Mheshimiwa Rais anaendelea kupata maelezo kuhusiana na bidhaa mbalimbali ambazo zimefika hapa kuoneshwa, na baada ya hapo ataingia ndani ya ukumbi ili kuweza kufungua rasmi mkutano huu wa 7. Hapo kabla niliweza nami kupata fursa ya kuweza kuangalia bidhaa hizi. Mpenzi mtazamaji, niliweza kupata maelezo mawili matatu kutoka hawa kwa wajasiriamali, na hivi sasa Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar anaingia ndani ya ukumbi, na haya ni makaribisho haya ya Mheshimiwa Rais.
Brass band. Rais pamoja na wageni wengine tunaomba tuketi. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na Mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi Dr. Hussein. Wa uchumi wa buluu na uvuvi, waheshimiwa mawaziri na manaibu mawaziri wengine mliopo, makatibu wakuu na manaibu katibu wakuu, wajumbe wa Baraza la Wawakilishi pamoja na wabunge wa Bunge la Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, wakuu wa vikosi vya ulinzi na usalama, wakurugenzi wa taasisi za serikali na taasisi binafsi mliopo wote kwa ujumla, wageni waalikwa kutoka ndani na nje yetu ya Tanzania, mabibi na mabwana, ndugu wanahabari, assalamu alaikum. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na Mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, karibu katika shughuli yetu hii. Na Mheshimiwa Rais, kabla ya kuanza ratiba, leo kidogo nimeombwa mimi kama MC, siku hizi huwa ninakasimishwa baadhi ya madaraka, nami kwa sababu ya muda unapokwenda huwa ninayapokea. Tutoe kidogo hali halisi ya mkutano huu na wale wageni ambao wamefika hapa labda kama hawaelewi, ili kwa ufupi waweze kufahamu. Na wasiwasi ni kwamba kwa sababu wageni wengine wanaweza kuzungumza lugha tofauti ya Kiswahili, kwa hivyo inawezekana pengine iwe tabu kidogo kufahamika hapo baadaye. Mkutano huu wageni waliko ambao wamefika hapa ni mkutano ambao unakuja kwa sababu ya kufahamu kwamba Afrika, bara la Afrika mara nyingi zaidi ni vigumu sana kujiamini sisi wenyewe kuanzisha mambo mbalimbali na kujiendeleza sisi wenyewe. Kwa hivyo Paladec imeamua sasa kuanzisha programu hizi, Mheshimiwa Rais pamoja na wageni wengine walikwa, ili kuhakikisha Waafrika wanajielewa wenyewe, lakini pia wanaweza kuanzisha vitu na kukuza wenyewe na baadaye kuendelea pasi na kutegemea katika hatua nyingine ambazo hakuna ulazima katika mambo hayo. Huo ni ufupi tu, lakini zaidi tutafahamu katika muda unavyokwenda. Mheshimiwa Rais, baada ya utangulizi huo kwa ufupi, nitamwalika hapa the founder and executive director of Paladec, Mr. Baba Lola, ili kuja kutoa ni special welcoming remarks, na baadaye tutaendelea na utaratibu hapo kumkaribisha the Minister of State, President Office, Labor, Economic Affairs and Investment, Mheshimiwa Modric Ramadhan Suraga, naye pia atatupa salamu kutoka kwa wizara yake, na kwa sababu mambo haya ni mambo mtambuka, yanashirikisha katika sekta mbalimbali na hasa ukizungumzia swala la uchumi wa bluu. Lakini pia Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa mujibu wa ratiba inaonyesha pia kuna salamu kutoka kwa waziri wa uchumi wa bluu na uvuvi, lakini hapo hatutamkaribisha Mheshimiwa waziri huyo katika nafasi hiyo, kwa sababu tunaona pia Mheshimiwa waziri anayo nafasi nyingine ya kuja kuzungumza, kukaribisha wewe Mheshimiwa Rais mwishoni huko. Kwa hivyo yeye tutampa nafasi hiyo huko atakapokuja kuzungumza, kukaribisha wewe, atoe salamu zake na baadaye kukaribisha wewe Mheshimiwa Rais. Lakini pia vile vile tuna utaratibu mwingine hapa wa tutaonesha Mheshimiwa Rais video maalum ambayo inaonesha katika masuala ya uwekezaji, na hii ni kutoka Zipa, na utaratibu mwingine utakuwepo hapa. Pia mwisho kabisa Mheshimiwa Rais, tutamaliza katika utoaji wa zawadi maalum kwa vile tumepata wageni, lakini pia vile vile tunao na wenyeji, basi kutakuwa kuna ubadilishanaji wa zawadi. Hivyo basi na basi Mheshimiwa, kabla ya kuanza kumuita Mr. Baba Lola, kama tunavyojua Tanzania tuko na msiba na simanzi, kwa hivyo tunaomba kwanza inuke kwa dakika moja na tukae kimya, alafu tutaendelea na ratiba kutokana na ajali ya ndege iliyotokea na wenzetu ambao tumewapoteza. Asante, naomba tukae. Mheshimiwa Rais, sasa I would like to invite the founder and executive director of Paladec, Mr. Baba Lola, for his welcoming remarks. Mr. Baba Lola, please, you're most welcome.
Your Excellency, sir, I would like to appreciate you for hosting this event and for having us to come to this place to have the 7th edition of the Pan-African Humanitarian and Investment Summit here in the land of peace and unity, Zanzibar. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Standing on all existing protocols, I really want to appreciate everybody for coming out to celebrate and also to have this event with us. I would like to start, if you permit me, with how this whole vision actually started. It started far back in 2013. Then I was the special advisor to the former special assistant to the president on presidential matters, talking about Princess Gloria Iweka. So we had some investors who came into Nigeria to pay us a visit. And in the course of our conversations, what a lot of them kept saying was like they had never been to Africa before. But the Africa they met when they came was different from the Africa they were used to seeing on TV, the Africa they were used to reading in the news or on the internet. They never could believe that they could come to a place where they will be able to engage intelligently with Africans who did not school outside Africa. They also didn't believe that in Africa they would see some of the best cars in the world, best buildings in the world, right? So they had this flawed perception of Africa. And when they eventually got into Africa, Nigeria, but before coming to Nigeria, they had been to South Africa, they had been to Accra, Ghana, they were all so amazed. Like, this is not what we have been seeing on TV. And there were a lot of people like them who had never been to Africa. We have some of them here, actually, and who thought Africa is limited to what they all see on TV, is limited to what they all read in the newspapers. So we thought we needed to do something. So what did we do? We started the Pan-African Leadership and Entrepreneurship Development Center. And the basic mission for this foundation is to drive prosperity into Africa using various channels and platforms. How have we done? Have we had 28 countries that participated in the event. But in 2020, thanks to COVID, we couldn't hold the event. But in 2021, we held our first event in Europe, Istanbul, Turkey, precisely, where we had 23 countries participating in that event. Most of the people who participated in Turkey are actually here today. And we have also tried our best to ensure that some of them who are visiting or who visited Africa for the first time after the event in Turkey have already started investing in some countries in Africa. I'm sure during the panel sessions, some of them will tell you what they have done. So how have we done so far? I know we have so many things, we still have a long way to go. We're trying our best. And basically what we try to do is in every country we hold this event, we try to use our networks, our partners and our supporters to bring in as many investments as possible to drive conversations among our investors and also the youth, also to drive conversations amongst our investors and the private and the public sectors. This is what we're hoping to do. We've been doing this since 2015 and we hope to continue all this, even right here in Zanzibar. We have some of our friends here from different countries, from the US, from the UAE, from Monaco, from various countries to also participate in this event. Today we are talking about the future of economy, now talking about the blue economy. Africa has a huge potential to become a key player in this sector, and we know that. We are not saying it just to make ourselves happy. We have statistics, we have figures to show that this is real, right? And I'm sure during the conversation today, you all will learn. You would also be able to see for yourself why this particular sector is amazing and has huge potentials for both foreign investors and also for local investors, or even Africans in diaspora. Right, so I wouldn't be taking so much of your time. I really, really want to appreciate you all for joining us today. I want to thank once again the chief host and our special guest of honor, Your Excellency, for having this event here. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank all the local team, and starting with our board chair, Mary Poo, and also everybody that contributed to ensuring that this becomes an amazing event, and all our partners, the Ministry of Blue Economy and Fishery, our partners from the investment, trade and investment. We really, really appreciate all your support. We appreciate all your partnership and guidance, and we hope that everybody here today will leave this place with the hope and also the feeling that Africa is great and that the future is blue. Thank you so much, and do enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Baba Lola, the founder and executive director of Paladec, for your speech, welcome remark. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, naomba sasa nimkaribishe Mheshimiwa Modrek Ramadhan Soraga, Waziri wa Nchi, Ofisi ya Rais, Kazi, Uchumi na Uwekezaji, ili naye kutupa salamu zake kutoka kwa wizara hii kama tunafahamu hiyo umuhimu wake. Mheshimiwa Waziri, karibu sana.
Honorable guest of honor, the President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, Your Excellency, former President of Seychelles, Mr. Dani Faure, Honorable Suleiman Masoud Makame, the Minister of Blue Economy and Fisheries, Honorable Minister of Women and Social Affairs of Ethiopia, Dr. Tesfaye, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers present here, Founder and Executive Director of Paladec, Mr. Babalola. I'd like to recognize the presence of the First Lady of Zanzibar, Mama Mariam Mwinyi, and the presence of the former First Lady of Seychelles, Mama Faure, distinguished government officials, Principal Secretaries, Deputy Principal Secretaries, Executive Directors, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, without forgetting our Honorary Council from Seychelles of Tanzania, Madam Marivon Paul. Assalamu alaikum. On the outset, I would like to take this opportunity to extend our sincerest of gratitude to God for allowing us to gather at this very auspicious occasion, the 7th Africa Investment Summit, through our organizers Paladec, and the very first summit that is taking place on our very beautiful islands here in Zanzibar. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to extend our sincerest of gratitude to Paladec, the organizers, Madam Marivon Poole, all the officials from Seychelles who are accompanied here today with the former president, Mr. Faure, and commend the organizers for the event, putting this whole event together, and all the work that has been going on behind the scenes. And we'd like to congratulate you for making this event happen. And now we're here today to discuss issues that are pertinent to our countries. This is a very exciting moment for Zanzibar. As you are all aware, Zanzibar has become sort of a hot market for the influx of foreign direct investment as well as foreign capital. Over the course of the last 2 years, we have seen immense progress taking place in terms of the flow of foreign direct investment and the sheer number of investors who have already invested or who are looking to invest on our islands. For the past 2 years, we have recorded record growth in terms of our GDP. Our capital flow amounts to the tune of around $3.2 billion. We have managed to register well over 250 companies that are already invested right here on the islands, who have the potential to create almost 11,000 jobs. This gives us the bigger picture of how things are moving on the islands. We are on a very positive trajectory. We have come out from the COVID pandemic, I would say, much more stronger and much more resilient from where we were before. None of this can happen without deliberate measures from the government. And I would like to take this opportunity to commend His Excellency the President for his exemplary leadership, vision, and direction that he wants to set forward in terms of improving the business environment, setting up a conducive investment climate that allows for all of these investors to be able to come into the country. So please, a small round of applause for His Excellency for his exemplary leadership that he has demonstrated over the course of the last 2 years. We are undergoing rapid transformation in terms of improving on our infrastructure. There are various projects that are undertaking at the moment, that we are undertaking at the moment. Everywhere you go around the island, it's construction projects. Whether you talk about roads, where we have a plan of developing over 270 kilometers of urban and rural roads, as well as within the urban west, where we expect to develop almost 100 kilometers of new roads. But we are also undertaking flagship projects in developing our ports. One of our biggest projects at the moment is the Mangapwani port, which is a multi-purpose port that is going to be revolutionary in terms of its services that are going to be provided within this region. On the other hand, taking cognizance of the changing global dynamics in terms of transitioning to digital economy, we are invested heavily on improving our digital infrastructure. We are expecting to have fiber optic cables both in Unguja and Pemba, at Micheweni, and here in Fumba. But at the same time, we are looking to add to our electrical grid by investing in renewable energy, almost to the tune of 150 megawatts. All of these initiatives are meant to further cement the business climate or business environment that is much needed by investors when they come in and they decide to make an investment decision. From an administrative standpoint, we have taken several initiatives of improving service delivery on our one-stop facility, where we have made massive strides in that area in terms of decision-making process. Right now, an investment certificate is issued within 24 hours, whereas before it was done in 2 weeks or perhaps sometimes even a month. So there's rapid improvement in that area. Not to forget on human capital development, we have signed several MOUs of collaboration between the Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority and the Rwanda Investment Promotion Authority, as well as the Tanzania Investment Center. All of this to provide opportunities for administrators to learn, exchange views and ideas so that they can improve on their service delivery. We've made legal and regulatory reforms. We've opened up our doors for public-private partnership, and our laws right now allow for unsolicited projects without being subjected to competition. And this has been a very positive move, as we see a lot of interest in the number of public-private partnership projects that our investors have shown interest to invest in. We have finalized our investment guideline, which we expect to roll out anytime soon, but we are also working with the Dutch Embassy in collaboration with the European Union to develop our investment blueprints so that our entities, our ministries, our government agencies can all be communicating and can be on the same page in terms of disseminating information to our investors. So a lot of positive things are happening in that front. And as you all know, that our flagship policy is the blue economy. this is where we are headed to. And the blue economy not only means utilizing of our marine resources, but the very definition of it is actually sustainable use of our marine resources. And we have a dedicated ministry that is undertaking this program. And the whole basis of this is to diversify our economy. I think COVID has taught us a huge lesson that we cannot depend on tourism alone. 40% of our GDP comes from tourism, and we saw the effects when the world was shut down as a result. Job losses, lack of flow of foreign capital, lack of investment in terms of development of new hotels, and so on and so forth. So the whole essence of blue economy is to diversify and capitalize on the resources that are available with us, and they are abundant if you say that you want to go to utilize your marine resources. So the opportunities are plenty. We have potential for oil and gas exploration. Like I said before, we are also constructing new ports, both the main port in Mangapwani, but feeder ports in Koani and Wete. We are looking to invest in marine transport, as well as ICT, which is a huge area where we think that we can learn immensely from Seychelles and the Mauritius in terms of developing capital markets, stock exchange, offshore banking activities, and so on and so forth. So there's enormous potential in this area, and I would like to take this opportunity to invite all of you. Good things are happening. We have the right leadership structure. We have the right mindset. The political will is there, and Zanzibar is the place at this very moment to come in and set up shop and establish your businesses. Honorable guest of honor, distinguished participants, and invited guests, this summit will provide us with an opportunity to grow our businesses, strengthen our bonds with our existing investors and stakeholders, equip ourselves well with new developments in the industry, and expand our supply chain, as well as strengthen and maintain the hallmark of Zanzibar's brand. I therefore avail myself of this opportunity to welcome foreign investors to take advantage of the lucrative opportunities available within our country. I'm looking forward to welcome you all as our mutual partners in the development agenda of Zanzibar. Again, I thank you for your dedication, and I'm looking forward to enhancing our thriving partnership for economic sustainability of our nation. Asanteni sana kwa kunisikiliza.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Modric Ramadan Suraga, Minister of State, President Office, Labor, Economic Affairs and Investment, for your remarks. Na fikiri sote tumeelewa kwa kina zaidi katika hatua ambapo Zanzibar tumefika katika masuala haya ya Economic Affairs and Investment, na ni kwa kiasi gani tuna nafasi kubwa ya kuwekeza. Vile vile mkurugenzi wa ZIPA tunamwona na tunajivunia kweli. Mheshimiwa Rais pia kama alivyotuambia kwamba sasa hivi Zanzibar ukikamilisha kila kitu katika masuala ya uwekezaji within 24 hours, basi umemaliza kila kitu na uwekezaji unakubalika. Mheshimiwa Rais pamoja na wageni walikuwa, naomba sasa tuwe tayari kuangalia video maalum kutoka kwa ZIPA ambayo inaonyesha ni kwa kiasi gani sasa Zanzibar tuna nafasi ya kuwekeza, lakini pia na umuhimu wa kuwekeza Zanzibar, lakini pia na faida ambayo utaipata mwekezaji kutoka nje au hata ndani ukiwekeza Zanzibar.
Welcome to the beautiful islands of Zanzibar. The home to tranquil beaches, pleasant weather, warm tropical waters, and friendly people. Over time, the islands remain to be an abundant source of untapped opportunities for both visitors and investors. The archipelago is open to domestic and foreign sustainable investments to achieve the economic transformation and aspiration of Zanzibar Development Vision 2050. In the momentum of achieving the economic transformation, Zanzibar is promoting investment in key sectors, such as tourism, aquaculture and deep-sea fishing, real estate, processing industries, agriculture, maritime trade and transportation, as well as other marine recreational activities. Tourism is the leading sector of Zanzibar economy. The tropical archipelago, renowned for its coral reefs and rich marine biodiversity, that makes it a perfect tourism destination. With the blend of unique cultural heritage, history, and renowned tradition of hospitality, Zanzibar has a competitive advantage in the industry. The tourism sector is expected to increase significantly with the recent initiative of the government to open a few of the small islands to high-end eco-friendly investment. These small islands will cater to a niche market of high-end tourism. Real estate is the emerging and booming business in Zanzibar. Its ideal location makes it a strategic area for real estate development. As the demand for residential and commercial properties is on the rise, the islands offer various opportunities for both developers and buyers of real estate. Agriculture. The agricultural sector is also another avenue that welcomes investment. Blessed with warm temperature climates all year round, which is conducive environment for crops, vegetables and fruits to be grown and processed, making Zanzibar an ideal location for agro-related industries. Zanzibar is also home to an exotic array of tropical fruits. Globally known as the Spice Island, dating back 1,000 years ago, Zanzibar is endowed with a myriad of valuable spices due to its rich soil such as cloves, cinnamon and black pepper. For centuries, Zanzibar has been exporting quality homegrown spices to the international market. This offers prospects for investors looking to delve into spice farming for exportation. Investment in Zanzibar is coordinated under the Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority, ZIPA.
Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority, ZIPA, is your one-stop center for investment promotion and facilitation. It's also the first point of contact for investors who want to invest in our islands. We welcome all prospective investment partners, both domestic and foreign, who wish to invest in Zanzibar. ZIPA works in close collaboration with other government entities and private sectors to facilitate investment. We are ready to provide full support to all companies to invest in our country. For investment application and procedures and investment incentives, please visit our website and do not hesitate to contact us for further clarification. Thank you very much. Karibuni sana.
ZIPA is also mandated to administer investment in free economic zones, whereby currently Zanzibar has 5 of them, which are also available for investment. Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority is under the Ministry of State, President's Office, Labor, Economic Affairs and Investment.
Zanzibar is endowed with numerous investment opportunities. We welcome prospective investors to take advantage of investing in various sectors such as tourism, agriculture, real estate, just to mention a few. With the numerous tax incentives and non-tax incentives that are available for both strategic and non-strategic investors to take advantage of these incentives for both Uwanja and Pemba. On that note, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of our prospective investors to get their application from our ZIPA office, where we'll be able to address your issues and provide the most diligent and efficient service to our investors.
The 8th President of the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar, His Excellency Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, is the true believer of the blue economy agenda and the #1 investment promoter in Zanzibar.
The Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar is now welcoming all prospective investors who wish to invest in Zanzibar. It is
emerging, and we need more financial institutions to step up and play a critical role in providing the capital and know-how to facilitate capital flows. Let me now turn to the Western Indian Ocean. From Seychelles, where I can speak with some experiences of what is possible. As mentioned, with our blue bonds, we showed the world of how countries as small as Seychelles can harness capital markets for financing the sustainable use of marine resources. At the same time that we're investing in sustainable exploitation of our ocean resource through our blue economy strategy, Seychelles has now over 30% of its ocean under protection. That's an area larger than all of Germany. Let us be reminded that without protecting the ocean, there is no sustainable blue economy. I make emphasis on protection to sustain the blue economy, so as not to make the mistake that we drive blue economy and we kill the ocean. We need to strike this balance. And this is the ABC of all policymakers in this area. If ever you go to a country and you see their ministers talk of the blue economy without paying attention to the protection of the ocean, please know that this country is heading towards hell. And we need to be heading towards what? To blue prosperity. Correct? Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, with the permission of the President, I want to turn my attention to Zanzibar. I would like to share with you some practical advice. And this comes from a son of Africa. What we need to find out is what institutions and regulatory framework do we have in place to support the implementation and development of the blue economic sector. If we do have these institutions and regulatory framework in place, how about the human resource capacity? The training of the resource base in various fields, such as aquaculture, marine sciences, maritime law, environmental science, fisheries sciences, entrepreneurship, marine mechanic, skippers, etc. This is how we get young people involved and inspire them to take a career path in these fields. As you continue to develop your tourism industry, which I see is developing in the right way, you could also start looking at the zero emission recreational boating, because you are attracting tourists coming from Europe, and they have attained a level of consciousness where environment is extremely important for them. So when they come to a country, they need to see that in this country there has been an adaptation. So this is why we're calling for a zero emission recreational boating. And here is a need for investment that you can have in this domain. What about the blue food for both your domestic consumption? I've been told by your minister that the population of Zanzibar now is 1.8 million. Mauritius is 1.2 million. The Maldives is almost 1.5 million. Seychelles is 100,000. But all these countries are beautiful. And all of you, all these countries have different products. And Zanzibar has a special product. Special product. I say that because I've visited all the countries in the Indian Ocean. And Marivon is yet to bring me to a beach in Zanzibar. So we'll be visiting the beach in Zanzibar. But from what I've read and seen on National Geography, you have something special already. But you need to, you know, when you have a jewel in your hands, what do you do to it? Exactly. So there has to be a lot of care. A lot of care. As the French will say, a lot of finesse. So you are sitting on something extremely important. So basically with the 1.8 and you are attracting more tourists coming here, so you start developing the blue food for both your domestic consumption and visiting tourists. And then you start looking at exporting the blue food. And believe me, you try to make a breakthrough where intra-trade is concerned within the African continent. And I think this is a huge potential that this island has. So for both policymakers, ocean industries, I make reference to ocean industries because basically as we develop, Minister, as we develop the blue economy, we create industries where ocean is concerned. So we say ocean industries. And youth, the continuous knowledge and promotion in ocean sustainability is necessary. So everybody has to be educated in ocean sustainability. That is important. As you develop the blue economy. A robust regulatory framework is also essential. So you do not develop without regulation. And you need to have institutions that are well equipped, well trained, and independent to step in anytime, report to the minister who reports to the president. This is very important. So as to protect what you're sitting on. This jewel needs protection. So a robust regulatory framework is also essential so as to protect and sustain the blue economy as you seek to further engage and develop new ocean industries. The blue economy will need more opportunities for collaboration across various industries and along value chains, more engaging of local investors, partnerships with foreign investors, and policymakers with ocean industries. So as you develop, there is a tendency that we work in silos. It's human. But what is important, you keep the coordination. Essential that there is coordination across sectors so that there's win-win for all of you. That is the advice. The domestic banking sectors needs to see the potential of the blue economy. Because in the past, they have been pushing us. And I think it's important the domestic banking sector, they need to believe in the blue economy. Ensure that the projects are bankable, prepared to take risks, so as to support this new sector. And banking sector should not close their doors. Should open their doors. We're bound to make mistakes. And this is why people go into business. There are risks. But it's important that we have the banking sector open-minded. For this, bankable projects need to be conceptualized and presented. So we talk about the blue economy, and investors should not just jump and say we will get a loan. No. They need to conceptualize their projects properly. Sit down with policymakers and ensure that these projects are robust, and then go to the bank for them to raise capital, to fund it. Domestic banking should really consider giving the support by funding this emerging sector, which is the blue economy. The future to more proactive and effective protection and exploitation of the ocean is the implementation of the blue economy. Therefore, it is imperative that young people have a proactive contribution in the policy making starting now and are direct beneficiaries to financing of the blue economy initiatives. So basically here, in your conversation with the young people, they need to see their future. And let us not do mistakes as other countries have done. We tend to have policies that marginalize the young people. We need to involve young people in the new sector. As we develop, they see that they also have a future. Therefore, there needs to be the right framework in place to build capacity of the younger generation and stakeholders in general to access available financing mechanisms and opportunities. Long-term development of the blue economy can only be more assured with sustainable, substantial investment in the governing framework and financial support to interested investors and other stakeholders. In our region, we have the Trade Development Bank, of which I am a co-chair on its eminent panel, has also given consideration, only of late, because we've been pushing them to invest in the blue economy. So now they are ready. If there are projects, you can submit this project to the Trade Bank Development. 2-3 years ago, they didn't understand this. What we're talking about. It has taken us a lot of time to tell them, you know, when you talk in Africa, you talk about the green economy, it is agriculture. Now we tell them that the blue economy is what's taking place in oceans. So we take time, and now they are ready. And President, the investors of this island, if they've got bankable projects, they can submit at the TDB, and I sit on the eminent panel. I can also push so that we can have projects from your region. So to conclude, and I'm trying to recap, and don't forget we have this jewel. We have this jewel, and your president believes in the blue economy, and there's a ministry of the blue economy here. We have the minister here, and then we have a minister in charge of investment, economic affairs, and labor. So, President, you've got left and right here. So you have the wings. So this meeting is about putting oxygen under the wings. Now, to conclude, the youth of our region, and indeed of our continent, have a future ahead if only collectively we harness the potential of the blue economy. We ensure that we have both the institutions and regulatory framework in place, where funds are both accessible and affordable for the local community. We promote an environmental awareness where sustainability of our ocean is the guiding principle. We build partnerships where there is win-win solutions for all partners, where young people have jobs and families have incomes. We move forward towards a blue prosperity for all. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Dani Faure, former President of Seychelles. Your Excellency, former President of Seychelles, and all our guests from outside of Tanzania, you should know something. A part of these two big islands, Unguja and Pemba in Zanzibar, that you can find many opportunities that you can invest, but still we have more than 50 islands around of these two big islands that you can find another chance to invest. And we can call you as a strategic investor. And you may have a specific incentive. So please, don't lose this opportunity. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na Mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, kama tulivyoambiwa, una mabawa mawili. Una waziri wa uchumi wa bluu na uvuvi na waziri wa nchi ofisi ya Rais kazi, uchumi na uwekezaji. Hatuna sababu tusifikie malengo tuliyokusudia katika uwekezaji. Naomba tujipongeze kwa hili. Mheshimiwa Rais, sasa naomba nimkaribishe Mheshimiwa Suleiman Masoud Makame, waziri wa uchumi wa bluu na uvuvi. Lakini kabla ya Mheshimiwa waziri, Her Excellency Mary Von Paul, Mheshimiwa Rais ameniomba kwamba nimpe tena nafasi kidogo, dakika moja. Kuna kitu ambacho ni zawadi kwetu Zanzibar anataka kutupa. Kwa hivyo acha nimpe nafasi hii ili kuja kutuambia ni kitu gani hicho. Karibu sana.
Your Excellency, I'm very honored to let you know that I have a team of very strong people to launch a new event in Zanzibar, which will be the Blue Festival. With this festival, we will be bringing stakeholders from all over the world, investors. And we have already started discussing with our diplomatic friends in Dar es Salaam. And we discussed with Seychelles. We will support. We'll have a fantastic Blue Economy Festival in Zanzibar, a yearly program. And Your Excellency, lastly, I would like to let you know that personally myself, you as a visionary for Blue Economy, I am going to sponsor 3 youths from Tanzania, from Zanzibar, to go and train in Seychelles in 2023. This will be a yearly sponsorship from me. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Is it interested or not? Very interested. Let's clap ourselves, basi jamani. Tujipongezeni. Mheshimiwa Suleiman Masoud Makame, karibu sasa nawe tusikie kutoka kwako, na baada ya kuzungumza Mheshimiwa waziri wa uchumi wa bluu na uvuvi, umkaribishe Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na Mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi Dr. Hussein Mwinyi ili tusikie kutoka kwake. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Waziri.
Your Excellency Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Honorable Mama Mariam Mwinyi, First Lady of the Excellency President of Zanzibar, His Excellency former President of Seychelles, Mr. Dani Faure, Madame Faure, First Lady of former President of Seychelles, Honorable Minister of State, President Office, Labor, Economy, Investment, Honorable Mudrik Suraga, Founder and Executive Director of Paladec Babalola, Honorable Consular of Seychelles to Tanzania, and Parade Board Chairperson, Madam Marvin Paul, permanent secretaries who are present here, so the Honorable Deputy Minister, President Office, responsible for finance, members of diplomatic community, development partners, representatives of various organizations, companies, banks, NGOs, and the private sector, business community, members of the press, protocol observes, good morning. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, first of all, let me take this great opportunity to thank all of you, our dear partners, Paladec, for showing your great support to our Blue Economy agenda for Zanzibar and indeed for Tanzania. Your decision to choose Zanzibar as the hot destination for the 7th Pan-African Humanitarian Investment Summit is a testimony towards a great and extensive contribution and commitment shown by you to support sustainable blue economy in Zanzibar. Again, let me also take this moment to thank both our local, regional, and international partners for their support and for their making sure that the preparation for this program were fully achieved with 100% positive impact. Development partners and private sectors actors have been supported Tanzania to achieve its sustainable development goals, including SDG 4 target for the ocean. Your Excellency, this summit today takes us back to the drawing board to address very key thematic blue economy, including the opportunities, gaps, the challenges, post-COVID-19 recovery, blue economy intervention plan, and the commitment to continue to support Zanzibar and Tanzania in general in the blue economy and ocean governance. We do acknowledge the Paladec support and commitment toward elevating blue economy aspirations and open up a future collaboration and cooperation. We agree that the blue economy, to be successfully, we need to integrate economy, social, gender, environment, conservation, empowerment, private sector participation, blue investment, and social inclusion into the agenda. Your Excellency, this summit brings together African champions of blue economy, biodiversity, and climate change. We therefore welcome all of you to this great event of champions in Africa. We must take this opportunity to re-energize our blue economy investment and empowerment drive, and an action plan that is compatible to national, regional, and global development priorities. Empowerment in blue economy is a key to ocean governance. Our President, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, is the champion of masses here in Zanzibar for his undertaken support toward community empowerment and humanitarian interventions. We congratulate our President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, for his strong commitment towards regional and global frameworks on blue economy. Your dedicated effort toward the post-COVID-19 blue economy recovery, private sector investment, all while stimulating the blue economy value chain, such as fisheries, aquaculture, tourism, maritime industry, port infrastructure, energy, oil and gas development, ocean conservation, climate adaptation, and social inclusion have begun to be fruits. On behalf of the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar, we thank each one of you for making this summit fruitfully, effective, impactfully, responsive, and successful. I now have the honor of welcoming our chief guest of honor, the President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, to address gathering and then officially open our summit. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Mr. Daniel Faure, former President of Seychelles, and Madame Faure, Honorable Marie-Yvonne Paul, Honorary Councillor of Seychelles to Tanzania, and Paladec Board Chairperson, Honorable Suleiman Masoud Makame, Minister of Blue Economy and Fisheries, Honorable Mudrik Suraga, Minister of State, President's Office, Labor, Economy and Investments, Dr. Babalola Omoninyi, Founder and Executive Director of Paladec, Honorable members of the House of Representatives here present, government officials, members of the diplomatic community, development partners, invited guests, members of the press, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by expressing my sincere appreciation to the organizers of the 7th Pan-African Humanitarian and Investment Summit for inviting me to officiate at this very important event. I would like to take this opportunity to formally welcome to Zanzibar all participants of this historic event. Karibuni sana. Please spare some time after the meeting to visit the various tourist attractions that Zanzibar has to offer. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to extend my sincere appreciation to the organizers of this summit for their hard work and dedication to bring together the cream of the African blue economy investment champions to work together and address vast opportunities pertaining to blue economy. I'm told that the theme, charting the course for a blue economy in Africa, creating our future today, seeks to focus on promoting blue economy transformation in our continent with emphasis on humanitarian initiatives and sustainable blue investments. I'm also told that the summit plans to come with a concrete action corresponding to the implementation of goal number 6 of the African Union Agenda 2063, with a space for exchange of expertise, experiences, and best practices on humanitarian and economic development. I support the idea of developing a consultative roadmap in building consensus around the potential of technologies, policies, and women and youth as engines of blue economy transformation. Indeed, this action plan will be a good path towards transforming Africa into a strong strategic economic and geopolitical power. Ladies and gentlemen, it is vital to note that our blue economy aspirations are largely influenced by our collective global need to restore livelihoods and resilience in the wake of the post-COVID-19 recovery efforts. I strongly believe that this summit will be another important pillar towards accelerating sustainable blue economy investments through innovations, digital economy, and the emerging blue economy technologies. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, we who have gathered here are coming from different parts of the world, but we are brought together by our collective determination to achieve resilience and withstand adversity from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. This August meeting is yet another action aimed to restore hope and development of a better world. I'm extremely inspired by the fact that we have not left out the basic element in our post-COVID-19 economic recovery dimensions, which is humanitarian initiatives alongside the blue economy drive. We need such initiatives and linkages to advance our sustainability agenda. Regional and global partnerships are key towards coordinating and managing our Sustainable Development Goals objectives, including SDG 14 on ocean conservation, development, and heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, it is also important to share that in the case of Tanzania, our blue economy agenda is defined by our desire to alleviate poverty and improve sustainable livelihoods from untapped opportunities from the ocean. For example, the Zanzibar Development Strategy 2021 to 2026, which is underlain by Zanzibar Development Vision 2050, is the outcome of our integrated development planning that places blue economy at the center of our economic recovery measures and socio-economic development. Zanzibar has developed a blue economy policy and strategy that places community empowerment, social equity, blue investments, conservation, and climate adaptation at the same time. Conservation of our ocean must go hand in hand with the empowerment of our people towards poverty alleviation and social equity. Distinguished participants, I believe that many of us have set our development priorities based on how we can transform our tourism, maritime industry, fisheries and aquaculture, and oil and gas sectors. But we have a collective global commitment towards ocean governance, marine conservation, and climate change. Collectively, we can maximize our geographical and regional hub advantage to enhance our blue economy potential through sustainable utilization of these opportunities. Zanzibar, and indeed Tanzania, is ready to advance that partnership for the mutual benefit of all of us. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we in Tanzania are currently working together to develop appropriate fiscal instruments that could support the implementation of blue bonds as a vehicle to maximize on the benefits of our blue economy. We understand that this initiative must be backed by marine spatial planning and our readiness to collaborate towards marine conservation. Our recent move to develop small island is yet another important move towards structural transformation of our economy. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, the world has begun to move on after COVID-19. We have seen the growth of ocean-based economic activities changing the entire landscape of the world economy, not only through the efforts of the development partners and bilateral alliances, but also from the new actors of this era, such as financial facilities and the private sector. Banking facilities have engaged the blue economy finance systems, while the private sector is emerging as the single most important catalyst to boost up blue investments in fisheries, tourism, conservation, and climate adaptation. We need to enhance capacity and develop guardrails towards the blue and climate financing that truly benefit our communities. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to call upon all our development partners and friends of the ocean to engage together through our regional and global platforms and at all levels of our collective leadership and address effectively our blue economy objectives in a win-win situation. A win for our people and communities who all stand to benefit from blue growth. A win for our investors, development partners, and the private sector, who are the catalyst of blue financing and investment, and a win for global ocean resilience, climate adaptation, social equity, and sustainable development goals. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that the deliberations of this summit will accelerate our discussion on new opportunities in value addition, exploring sustainable blue financing, and elevating private sector partnership through joint venture projects, innovation in blue bioproducts, deep sea fishing, offshore oil and gas development, climate change, disaster risk reduction, and marine spatial planning. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to conclude my remarks, I thank you all for your dedication, and I'm looking forward to enhancing our thriving regional and global partnership on blue economy. Once again, I welcome you all to visit the tourist attractions and investment opportunities that Zanzibar has to offer. I'm certain the deliberations of this conference will officially mark the beginning of what will undoubtedly be an impactful partnership on blue economy for the African development agenda. With these remarks, it is now my honor to declare the 7th Pan-African Humanitarian and Investment Summit officially opened. I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi, sasa ni wakati ule ambao nimesema utafika wa kupeana zawadi. Zanzibar tutoe zawadi, lakini pia na wageni wetu vile vile tutoe zawadi. Sasa naomba Mheshimiwa Rais, wewe pamoja na former President of Seychelles, please come down and we are ready to start the award session.
Mpenzi mtazamaji wa shirika la utangazaji Zanzibar,
Mheshimiwa Rais,
mkutano huu wa 7 umeshafunguliwa rasmi na Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi, na tukio linalofanyika hivi sasa ni utolewaji wa zawadi.
Umpe the former President of Seychelles, naye ili iwe ni kumbukumbu. Mheshimiwa Rais, tuna zawadi ya samaki. Najua unapenda samaki sana. Madam Mary Van Poel anakupa zawadi hiyo. Nilifikiri zawadi yule wa Komodo Msingiri ambaye anamvuna kule bahari kuu tuna, lakini huyu sio tuna, lakini asante. Sasa Mheshimiwa Rais, tuna utaratibu wa zawadi wa First Lady Mariam Mwinyi pamoja na Mrs. Faur. Please come down. It's your time. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais kwa kupokea zawadi, lakini pia nawe vile vile kutoa zawadi. Vile vile kutakuwa kuna ubadilishanaji pia wa zawadi kwa Mama Mariam Mwinyi kumpa Mrs. Faur na Mrs. Faur pia kumpa Mama Mariam Mwinyi. Asante. Mama Mariam, sasa nawe pia naomba umkabidhi Mrs. Faur zawadi hii. Asanteni sana. Naomba sasa viongozi wote mlioko meza kuu turejee katika meza kuu kwa ajili ya picha. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar na Mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi Dr. Hussein Mwinyi, naomba uniruhusu nitaje utaratibu wa picha ambazo itakuwa ni picha za kumbukumbu, na tutakao waita kupiga picha tutawaomba mupite mnapokuja muingie katika upande wa kulia na mtoke katika upande huu wa kushoto ili utaratibu huo kwa wepesi zaidi. Picha yetu ya kwanza itakuwa ni waheshimiwa mawaziri mliopo, manaibu mawaziri ambao mpo katika shughuli hii. Itahusisha pia makatibu wakuu ambao pia wapo vile vile, na Mheshimiwa Mkuu wa Wilaya ya Mjini na kuona hapa pia na kuomba ushiriki katika picha hiyo ya mwanzo.
Mtazamaji, baada huo ulikuwa ni ubadilishanaji wa zawadi au kupeana zawadi, na hii inaitwa nipe nikupe. Baada ya kufanyika kwa kitendo hichi, na hivi sasa ni utaratibu wa upigaji wa picha, ambapo basi ni kujuze mawili matatu ambayo yaliweza kuzungumzwa kupitia mkutano huu wa 7 ambao umeandaliwa na shirika lisilo la kiserikali Pan Africa. Ni taasisi ambayo isiyo ya kiserikali inayozisaidia nchi za Afrika katika mambo ya uwekezaji, na hii ni mara ya kwanza kufanyika hapa Zanzibar, lakini ni mara ya 7 kufanyika katika nchi mbalimbali ambapo tayari zimeshawahi kufanywa mikutano kama hii, na mkutano wa 6 ulifanyika kule mjini Istanbul nchini Uturuki. Basi kupitia hapa Zanzibar kuhusiana na mkutano huu ambao Zanzibar basi itaweza kufaidika kupitia sekta ya uwekezaji na uchumi wa buluu, ambapo mkutano huu unawashirikisha wawekezaji wakubwa kutoka nje ya Tanzania, na bila shaka basi kupitia ule mradi mkubwa wa ujenzi wa bandari ya Magapani, ambapo utakuwa ni kivutio kikubwa kwa wawekezaji wengi kuja kuwekeza hapa Zanzibar, ikiwemo pia bandari ya Mkoani. Na ili kuwa na uchumi wa buluu endelevu, mpenzi mtazamaji, na kuiendeleza ile dhamira au malengo ya kwa nini Zanzibar imeamua kujikita katika kuendeleza uchumi wa buluu, basi ni kufuata ushauri ambao unatolewa na wataalamu wa masuala ya mazingira ya bahari, na pia tuliweza kumsikia Rais mstaafu wa Seychelles Mr. Daniel, ni kuhifadhi na kuyatunza ikiwemo viumbe vilivyomo ndani yake, kutunza fukwe zetu, ingawa haya yanafanyika lakini yawe endelevu. Mr. Daniel pia amezungumzia green economy, it is agriculture, ni uchumi wa kijani, ni kilimo, nao pia ameweza kugusia, na hapa kwetu kama utaendelezwa basi nao utaweza kuleta manufaa makubwa kwa wananchi wa Zanzibar na Tanzania kwa ujumla. Mheshimiwa Rais naye katika hotuba yake hii ambayo amemaliza hivi punde, amewaomba washiriki wa mkutano huu, ambapo mbali na kuwepo katika hafla hii basi wasieje kutembelea katika maeneo mbalimbali yenye vivutio vya utalii, na hii imekuwa ni kauli yake Mheshimiwa Rais ambayo inayojirejea katika mikutano kama hii inayofanyika hapa Zanzibar, na hii yote ni katika kuitangaza Zanzibar kupitia sekta ya uchumi wa buluu na utalii, ambayo Zanzibar imetoa fursa kwa wageni mbalimbali. Na mpenzi mtazamaji, hivi ninavyoongea nawe bado upigaji wa picha huku ukiwa unaendelea, basi tugusie mawili matatu kupitia katika hii sekta ya uchumi wa buluu ambayo Zanzibar hivi sasa imeamua kujikita zaidi, na mengi yanaonekana, mambo mengi yanaonekana ndani ya miaka miwili ya uongozi wake Dr. Hussein Mwinyi. Ni kukuza uchumi kwa kutumia wingi wa rasilimali za bahari ili kunyanyua hali za maisha ya mtu mmoja mmoja na kukuza pato la taifa, kwa kukuza ajira kwa wavuvi wadogo wadogo, kuwawezesha wakulima mazao baharini, mwani, majongoo bahari na kaa, kuongeza thamani ya mazao ya mwani, samaki, kaa na majongoo bahari. Zanzibar pia nayo inaweza kufaidika na eneo la bahari na fukwe kwa kuwawezesha wavuvi na wa maji ya kina kirefu na bahari kuu. Na hii tayari imeshaweza kufanyika, mikutano mbalimbali imefanyika, tumeshuhudia ambapo wawekezaji wengi wamekuja, na hii tayari mazungumzo yameshafanyika ili kuwawezesha basi wavuvi kuweza kuvua maji ya kina kirefu ili kuweza kupata pato zaidi, kuwawezesha pia wakulima wa mwani kulima katika maji marefu, kuwa na mpango mkuu wa matumizi ya maeneo ya bahari, utunzaji wa mazingira, na hayo yote ambayo tayari imeshagusia na yanazungumzwa kila siku na wataalamu kuweza kuwa na ule utunzaji wa mazingira na kukabiliana na mabadiliko ya tabia nchi ili kuweza kuwa na ule uchumi wa buluu endelevu ambao sasa Zanzibar imeweza kujikita zaidi kupitia katika eneo hili kuu katika huu uchumi wa buluu. Na mpenzi mtazamaji, tumeshuhudia hivi punde kwamba kumetolewa zawadi, na mbali na kubadilishana zawadi katika mikutano kama hii, pia viongozi mbalimbali wa Afrika wamepatiwa tunzo kupitia mikutano kama hii, na bila shaka tunatarajia pia kwa hapa Zanzibar nayo tunzo itaweza kutolewa na wadau wa pale hawa wadau ambao wamejikita zaidi kuweza kuzisaidia nchi mbalimbali za Kiafrika kuweza basi kukuza ule uchumi wake, na kwa mwananchi mmoja mmoja na hata kwa taifa zima la Afrika ikiwemo Zanzibar. Tunashuhudia kwa kweli Zanzibar itaweza kuimarika na kufika mbali kule ambako inakotaka kufika. Na mtazamaji, tumeshuhudia pia vipunde Mheshimiwa Ameri Mohamed naye amepatiwa tunzo na mkurugenzi wa mamlaka ya vitega uchumi Zanzibar ZIPA Bwana Sharif Ali Sharif. Naona wanazungumzia, wanapeana mawazo kuhusiana na hii zawadi ama ni tunzo na Mheshimiwa Wanu Hafidh Amir. Haya ni mambo mpenzi mtazamaji ambayo yanaipaisha Zanzibar kupitia sekta hii ya uchumi wa buluu, na hii itaweza kutoa fursa mbalimbali kwa wawekezaji, na washiriki mbalimbali tayari wamesimama, na hii ni kuonesha kwamba Mheshimiwa Rais ndio amekamilisha kazi hii ambayo amepangiwa kuifanya hapa ya ufunguzi wa mkutano 7, na tayari anaondoka ili kuweza kuendelea na majukumu mengine ya kitaifa. Zanzibar. Huu ulikuwa ni mkutano wa 7 kuhusiana na shirika la Paledic ambalo ni wadau wa Naam, basi la ziada hatuna, mpenzi mtazamaji, na hadi hapa tumefikia mwisho wa matangazo haya. Nikushukuru wewe mpenzi mtazamaji kwa kuweza kuungana nasi mwanzo hadi mwisho wa hafla hii. Kumbuka kwamba ulikuwa nami mtangazaji wako, jina langu Shahaji. Tumeongozwa katika matangazo haya yaliyokujia moja kwa moja, na mwongozaji wa matangazo haya ni Mwanamisi Sosi. Kwa niaba ya wote waliofanikisha matangazo haya ni kutakie utazamaji mzuri wa vipindi vyetu vinavyoendelea, na moja kwa moja narejesha matangazo haya katika studio zetu zilizoko huko Karume House kuendelea na matangazo mengine kwenu studio.